Hmm. Hello everybody. Hello everybody. Let's simply get started. Good morning to all of you and welcome back. Let's simply get started from here on. And we are gonna be doing the same thing. And that thing is to just simply work on the deployment part. And mainly right now we have to create the auto scaling groups, and also let's simply start working on that. Yesterday we created the instance, even we configured that. And having configured that, let me just do one thing. Once that got configured, so coming back to this, there are gonna be few differences right now that are gonna be there. Let me close this and this next. I hope the network connectivity is good. Alrighty, I can just simply go ahead. Password, enter this. Of course I'll need the code, so just a minute. And one more thing, I didn't even check the status of the live, so I will have to check that. So I will be doing that, but first of all let me enter the code here, and that code is going to be what? Enter. Hopefully it's gonna be the right one. Yeah. So this much we've done. This instance is already stopped, so I will have to restart that. And if any starting is not important, I'll have to just simply create a what image with that. But before even that, I will have to configure that correctly. Otherwise, it's not gonna be working. Let me turn the chats off. Unfortunately, I will not be able to just simply see them, and that is why I'm just simply gonna turn them off. And that is it. Let's simply continue. So coming back to this, till here we reached yesterday, and in the last live, and then I had to just simply stop it here because it was kind of too late. And what we are gonna do here, so let me open Chrome as well, and let's simply plan the things. So coming back to this one, it's quite too zoomed in. Alright, even we have to work on this particular application, but for now let's simply focus on what we are gonna be doing here. So use domain plus certificates, I still have to learn about it, so let me just remove it. AMI, we have to create the AMI launch template, target groups, load balancer, and lastly AGS group, auto scaling group. But before even that, we have our instance over here. So right now what do we have? We have our instance, something like this. Yeah, so we have our instance, but there is a problem. The problem is that the instance that I have, that allows HTTP and HTTPS request. So that simply means HTTP comes at port 80, so that allows that request, and HTTPS, it allows that. I'm talking about the inbound rules that I have added in the to the instance on AWS. It allows that 4434. So this is the thing that we have. And the another thing is that we are using Nginx. So we are using Nginx. It runs on port 80. So whenever we send any request, HTTP request, as Nginx already runs at port 80, so it gets the request and simply forwards the request, does the kind of reverse proxy related stuff. Okay, and what do we need to do? Right now, when we create auto scaling groups, so we will have a lot of instances. So will have many instances created automatically. Instances, first of all, this thing, those instances will have many IP addresses, so they will have their own IP addresses. So ultimately we will have many IPs. That simply means uh, even if I want, until unless I have a load balancer, I just need to have the IP of the load balancer, and once I have the IP of the load balancer, when I make a request, that's gonna be HTTP, that will be forwarding it to Nginx. So this is gonna be the flow. What am I gonna do? Because when I create auto scaling groups, so auto scaling groups will be creating many instances. In that case, I cannot go to one, separate instances, each instance one by one, because they will have their separate IPs. So it's gonna be really hard to just keep the track of IDs of the instances. So what will I do? I'm gonna be creating a load balancer, balancer, and this load balancer, I will get a DNS from here, and once I get the DNS, I will be pointing this DNS, or I will be pointing the URL to this particular DNS, and this is how it will be working. So the request will come to the load balancer. From the load balancer, using DNS and all, the request will go to the target group. Once it reaches to the target group now will decide which machine to use. So this is how it's gonna be going on. DICIDE, I hope this is what the hell, DECIDE. So target group will decide which machine to use, to just simply send the response and all. So this is how it's gonna be going on. So ultimately now we don't have to depend on the IP address of the instance, rather we have to depend on the DNS of the load balancer. If I want to do, and I will have to configure some things, and what those things are, load balancer will get the request, forward it to the target group. Now from the target group, the request will reach to the machine, and inside the machine we have Nginx running, right? Nginx is listening at port 80. So from the target group side, I have to forward the request to the machine, and the port is still should be 80 because Nginx is running over there. If I didn't have the Nginx, in that case, suppose I were running my project at port 3000, so I would be forwarding the request to port 3000, but right now I have my Nginx running over there, so I will be forwarding the request to port 80, and this is how it's gonna be going on. So I hope overall things are clear, and in this way I will not have to change anything. I mean, I will not have to change many things. Coming back to this, we already have this particular instance. If I even run it right now, it will not work. I will have to change the, let me start the instance, and after that, once I start it, I will be assigned a new IP address. So let's wait for a while. We did lots of things here. Ultimately, what does this instance contain? So it has a bun server that is just like HTTP server. So that is kind of HTTP server using bun. So it has a server that is created using bun. If I actually show you the code, I hope I can get it here. So nope, I don't have it here. In that case, let me go to downloads. The code that I wrote yesterday, locations, this was just the learning project, so it must be inside learning testing app. This was the code that I wrote, and there's nothing hard in that. It's pretty simple. Even there are many things that even I have to learn. This is normal code server that's been written using bun. I was just simply learning bun, so I thought of creating the server using bun only. Apart from this particular thing, this is the CI/CD pipeline code that you have written. So ultimately, let me do one thing. First of all, let me explain overall things, and then we will ask AI to explain this as well. By the way, deploy, this is just the name. It just simply says that whenever you push to the branch main, at that time it's going to be on. And what will it do? It will first of all deploy it. Again, this is just the kind of step, kind of starting point. This deployment job it will do. Name is gonna be pushed to EC2, runs on Ubuntu latest. That simply means on your GitHub side, and a virtual Ubuntu machine will be created, and it will be running Ubuntu latest, and over there you will be following some of the steps. First one is checking out the code. So this this particular action, these are the actions that you are using, and they are nothing, just written code, and this action is mainly used for checking out your code, so that Ubuntu machine is running, but that Ubuntu machine doesn't have your code and all. So it will be checking out the code. It will be getting the code. Once it gets the code, after that remote execution will happen. That simply means once the Ubuntu is running and Ubuntu knows your code, now you have to SSH into the machine. How will you SSH into the machine? Using another action called, excuse me, using another action called Appleboy. Okay, and this is again the action that is used for SSH into, again there are many ways. There is a direct way as well. If you don't want to go with this way, you can directly write the command to just simply SSH into the machine. We are using this Appleboy over here, and again I have to provide the host name. This time the host name is actually gonna be changing. Why it's going to change? Because the IP address has changed. So what do I mean by this? First of all, if I click on this, I got the IP address, and if I SSH into the machine, so let's see whether it's running or not. So sudo SSH, input is gonna be /downloads, and Vipendra, this is gonna be the key. Apart from this particular thing, Ubuntu @ and this. So now I'm gonna be inside my virtual machine. Of course I'm gonna add it, and once it is added, let's continue. So right now I'm inside the virtual machine, ls testing app, and if I say pm2 status, so nothing is running like right now, pm2 logs. So I will have to actually restart this, and for starting this, what can I do? pm2 start. I wanna start. What do I want to start? I want to start index.js file, but pm2 start index.js file, it will be starting that, but there are gonna be few things. First of all, interpreter. So interpreter is gonna be 1, and what else, interpreter is going to be 1, and name of this gonna be bun server. So this is how it's gonna be going on. I hope it will not be problematic. Script not found. So I am definitely missing something. I think that is pm2 start. What was the command yesterday? Even let me have a look here. The command I must have here as well. Start index.ts, name bun server, interpreter bun. So that's exactly what we are doing here. So pm2 start, I think server is fine here. The index.ts just should be beside start. So index.ts just like this, and now it should be working fine. So pm2 this, it is still saying that script not found. Script not found means this machine has just been started, and because of that thing, whatever files that I have pm2 version, I do have it. So it is just simply saying that not found. What is the problem? That's the same command I'm using, and over here pm2 start index.ts, name bun server, and interpreter is gonna be this. So what is the problem with this? Coming back to this one, pm2 error, interesting. Home ubuntu index.ts, that is not found. So pm2 logs, does it have bun? It does have bun. What about the node? It does have that. What about pm2? It does have that. What about nginx? Nginx version, it does have that as well. So ultimately it has everything. So whenever we run this command, pm2 list, it should be working, but it is not. Okay, sorry, I'm not inside a testing app, so that's my bad actually. Now pm2 start, the interpreter is going to be bun, and name of the process is gonna be bun server, and it will be running index.ts file. Now it has started, and as it has started right now, what next? It has started, great job. And the next thing is that I have to change. I have one thing here. If I say ls, and inside over here in locally, I have this IP address over here, and this IP address is not quite being used right now, right? This is the previous IP address. So let me get the new one from here, and let me replace it. And of course I will have to push the changes to the GitHub. Now GitHub will take the responsibility of just simply pushing it back to the EC2 machine and all. Okay, so ls, and let's simply, I think, open another terminal just right here. This is the part of the EC2 machine. Over here I have my testing app, weapons input testing app. This is the EC2 machine. This is the part of the local machine. And what will I be doing here? Git status, git add everything, git commit m modify, or not just modify, it's gonna be modify, add new IP address in prod.ml. This is done. Git push, it will be pushing it to the GitHub. Once it is actually pushed to the GitHub, so if I go to the GitHub right now over here, so what was the last repository that we had? That was the testing app. Coming back to this one, and if I go to the actions right now, add a new IP address in production ML, it succeeded. That simply means the current code that actually has been pushed actually pulled inside the EC2 machine. So if I actually go to the EC2 machine right now, or simply said if with the help of this particular URL, if I just say 3000 port is not quite allowed right now, so I will have to do one thing. I'll actually have to go to hosting just like this, and over there I'll have to replace the old IP address with the new one. So we had a DNS kind of a URL pointing to the, just a sec, this is the one that we have. So we had a URL kind of that was pointing to that a specific IP address, but we will have to just simply change it because that IP address has been changed. Hopefully it's gonna work fine. So move another hostinger account, another user. What does this mean? By the way, let's go to the DNS and name servers, and over here yesterday I added this one testing app, but right now the IP address has changed. So instead of having this IP address, I'm gonna be having this one, and I'm gonna just simply update from here, and remaining things are gonna be fine, exactly the same. So what am I supposed to be doing now? Once I have changed the IP address, so I will be sending the request to testing app dot coding the code dot site, and this will send the request to the Nginx. Nginx is running on port 80. When the request goes there, Nginx will just forward the request to port 3000. Let's see. So this is the home page. Ultimately, yeah, it is working. I don't know how to use certificates and all, so I will be knowing more about it, but ultimately, yeah, things are working. Even using the certificate, if I'm not wrong, I can actually generate the certificate using AWS. So let me even try to do that. And once that is generated, then it should be working fine. But then it will be sending the response to the port 443, and I haven't configured that yet. So yeah, simple thing is that I don't know that well. And if I don't know, let's not worry about that right now. Later I will definitely learn that. Okay, so this much is done. We are getting the response here as well from the server. So I mean, server is deployed on an EC2 machine, and even there is a proper CI/CD pipeline. So if you make any changes on your code, and if you push that push to the GitHub will automatically send it to the EC2 machine. EC2 machine will simply pull it, and once EC2 machine pulls it, that's it. You don't need to worry about it. So now whatever changes you want to make here on your code, you can do that and push it to the GitHub. Everything will be done automatically. You don't need to worry about anything. CI/CD pipeline will handle everything. Okay, great job. Even I had to learn about CI/CD pipeline well, exactly how these scripts are written and all. I'm not that much aware of these things, so I'd better just simply know more about it. But it is not that important thing. With the help of AI, I understood. Like, it's not like I don't understand it at all. I do understand it, but again, when it comes to writing the commands, like, okay, this first of all loads the scripts and all. After that, you cd into, these things are pretty much common just below that. But just there are some of the what scripts commands that are hard to be written, especially by me, at least at this level. So I took the help of AI and just simply get it written here, as simple as that. Having said that, what am I gonna do right now? Everything is working, and the next thing is that actually creating the image. So once I have the image, and inside that image Nginx is already there. Nginx is listening on port 80. It will forward to the bun server that is listening on port 3000, something like that. So this is how things are gonna be going on. So the next step is actually just simply clicking on this, clicking on image template and creating the image, and this is gonna be testing app image. This is the image that we are creating. Okay, description is optional, so let's not worry about that, and let's simply leave everything as it is, and let's simply create the image. So image is going to be created right now. Great, we already had the instance running. Even I can stop this instance, but let's not worry about stopping it. Rather, I will I will create load balancers. From there I will get the DNS, and I will be pointing another URL, another domain to that particular DNS. So let's see how that's gonna be going on. But before that, I have my AMI. So this is the AMI that I have created, not these ones, rather this is the one, current one, testing app image and all. Once I have this much, after that what will I do? I have my testing app image, and once I have my image, everything is already configured. After that, I will have to create the launch template. So if I click here, launch template using the image, so these are the few launch templates that I already had. Let's click on create a new launch template. This is gonna be testing app launch template, or testing app launch template. just like this. And over here, if I actually don't include launch template, actually I'm going to use my AMIs that I have created, my images, and from the images I'm gonna be using this testing app image that I have recently created. Instance type, let me add T2 T3 small, so that it has 2 CPUs and 2 gigabyte memory. And key pair player key pair pair key pair pair key pair. Ultimately I'm gonna be using a Vipendra AWS key that was generated earlier, so you can even create anyone from here. It's completely up to you. Now network setting. When it comes to the network setting, I want to allow what? Mainly I want to allow two things, HTTP request and HTTPS request. What will happen? Load balancer will listen. This is not the load balancer, this is the launch template. So launch template for the instance, and instance should be listening to the request at port 80 because I'm using Nginx. If I were not using Nginx, in that case I would have been using like port 3000, because at the end of the day request actually comes to the port 3000. But what happens, right now I'm using Nginx, and because of that thing Nginx just is in the middle of the request. So Nginx first of all get the request, and as it is already running on port 80, so you don't have to add port 3000 and all, you can just directly add the port 80 because of Nginx. And as for the security group, there are some other groups that I can just simply use them, or I can create a new one. So if I just select a default from here, so, or let me do one thing, I'm gonna be creating a security group over here. The name is gonna be testing app security group, just like this. What all will I allow SSH and allow SSH, HTTP and HTTPS access. So these are the requests that are gonna be allowed. So HTTP will be allowed at port 80, SSH port 22, HTTPS at port 80, and HTTPS at port 443, something like this. And as for the inbound security groups, so over here, first one is gonna be SSH. So this one already selected port 22. Let's keep it anywhere for now. Another one, that's gonna be HTTPS. So HTTP, let's add that. It's gonna be on port 80, and again gonna be from anywhere. Lastly, I will add one more, and that's gonna be HTTPS. So not this one actually, rather this one, and this is gonna be again from anywhere. It will be listening on port 443. So this much is done. Almost all the inbound rules have been just set up well, anywhere. And apart from this particular thing, that's it. I can create a new volume over here, but for this particular launch templates and all, default volume is going to be used, and the configuration is around a gigabyte, and this is the just simply configuration for that, no problem. The most important thing actually comes here. What is that? I will have to write the user data. Simply said, I have to write the script that will be running once my instances get created. So as soon as my instance gets created, at that time I will have to just run the command, this script. So first of all, I will be saying that okay, shebang /bin/bash. This is the this simply tells that you have to use bash terminal. So by the way, I hope this is called shebang. Shebang. So that's gonna be hashtag, yeah, punctuation mark, so something like this. So what I was just simply saying, shebang bin bash, it simply says that bash you have to use bash terminal. Apart from this particular thing, what do I have to do? Terminal, instance got created, and after that I have to cd into the instance. So cd into what? Cd into testing app, first of all, testing app, and even cd into the testing app. Even better, I can say I can get the present working directory. So if I go here in this particular section, I will have to just SSH into the machine again, and if I say pwd, not even, let's go to testing app first of all, and inside this if I say p present working directory, something like this. So this is the path for that. So I'm gonna be just simply copying this path, Control Shift C, coming back to here, I will just simply paste it here. So I have to go to this. After that, what do I have to do? Once I am inside the app, after that I will make sure that I have bun over here. So export path, and the dollar path means it include all the paths, plus you have to include one more path, and the path of the bun. So if I go to my virtual machine again, and if I say which bun, what is the path of the bun? So this is the path of the bun. Control Shift C, come back here, paste it here. Let me stop, remove this extra slash, and I will remove this bun here from too. So ultimately this way bun is going to be available to be used, because by default scripts don't run. So this way script, I mean bun is going to be available there. Once bun is available, I would already have the packages there, so I don't need to worry about that. I mean packages installed in the node module, or sorry, in the new instance. And now what is the next thing? Just simply running the file. So pm2 start, okay, that would make sense. So pm2 in start, what do I want to start? So pm2 start index.ts, and the interpreter is going to be bun, and this should be fine. So interpreter is going to be bun, file is gonna be index.ts. Now I don't need to use any name, because there are gonna be many instances. They will have their own default name and all, and this time I will not be directly this instance, the previous instance that I had, things were getting pushed from any from the GitHub itself, and in this particular case I will not be using a CI/CD pipeline, because there are gonna be many instances. There's just not gonna be only one instance, rather there are gonna be many instances, and as there are many instances, it's not gonna be possible to just simply is this gonna be possible or not? Let's think about it. I have my GitHub, okay, and there are many instances. Got it. Once there are many instances, then this is already running in them, and those if I make some changes here on my local device, I push it to the GitHub, then what will GitHub do? Using CI/CD pipeline, GitHub will try to SSH into the machine. GitHub will try to go into the machine, and GitHub will not be able to do that, mainly because now there are many instances. Those many instances have their own IP addresses, and until unless you exactly know the IP address of a particular instance, you cannot SSH into that. That simply means it is not going to be possible. As is that, at least that is what I think right now. So what I'll do, I will just simply pull the code myself. I will go to the instance. I have already done that, by the way. So on the main instance, with the help of that, I actually created the image. So I already pulled the code. So the code is already pulled. I have even created the image. Once the image is created, now I'm creating the template, and this much should be fine. Okay, great. This is gonna be fine. What is the next thing? The next thing is just simply creating the launch template and nothing else. So apart from this particular thing, hopefully I'm not missing anything. These are the security groups, inbound security rules and all, and then created the security group and all. Keep your instance type AMI, and that's it. Let's simply create the image, and let the image be created. Just a minute. Wait, give me a second. So over here, so in launch template got created. This is the launch template that I have, and in this particular launch template here, you can just see the configuration, whatever you just added. There is only one version. The name is this, date created is this, created by this, and then there are many things. Same ID, instance type, availability zones. I just forgot to add this. I will be adding it while creating the load balancer and all. So this much is done. What is the next thing? The next thing is actually creating the target groups. So let's simply click on this. I already had this particular target group. I will be creating one more, and this is gonna be for the instances. Yes or no? Instances, yeah, for instances. What is the name? Testing app target group. Great. This is the most important thing. That's gonna be HTTP request. Got it. That should be going to the port 80, port 443, or port 3000. And this is the part of my backend. So where is my backend running? my backend is actually running on port 3000, but before even that, I have Nginx running. So Nginx is running on port 80. So whenever I'm sending any request to my backend, first of all, Nginx receives that request, then Nginx forwards or reverse proxies the request to the port 3000. So that simply means if I did not have Nginx, I would have to enter port 3000 over here. But as I have the internet, Nginx, I will be using port 80. This is done. And apart from this particular thing, this is the health check route, and the health check route is health check that I have. I already have it in my code. Apart from this particular thing, that's it. You don't really need to configure anything else. So almost we are done. Let's simply create the target group. So let's simply click on next, and now it is asking you to add some of the uh, instances that are running. We will not do it manually, rather it will be done by the AGS group, so that we will create. So let's simply click on next. This is the configuration. Let's simply click on create target group. So target group is created. It doesn't have any instance right now, so it is just saying 0 healthy, 0 unhealthy and all. Coming back to load balancer, I need to create the load balancer. I already had this one. I'm gonna be creating a new one too. This is gonna be for application load balancer. That's right. Let's simply click on this. The name is gonna be testing app load balancer, just like this. I have internet facing. That means I will be, using the internet. There's gonna be internet flow and all. And this is not gonna be internal. This is going to be internet facing. And apart from this particular thing, network mapping, I'm gonna be selecting these availability zones, so that if one availability zone is not available, another one is going to be used. Then I have security groups, and if I talk about the security group, so this is the default security group I'm using. And what does this do? Default security group, default, this is the load balancer, right? So default security groups does what? Have no idea. So if I just even close this, so I am getting this default option over here. I'll have to check. Okay, I am adding this default security group over here. Later I'll have to go and check exactly what it does. Okay, and maybe because this is the load balancer, it will be getting the request on port 80, so I will have to allow port 80 by going to the settings of the security group. Okay, it is, we can actually do it from here. So HTTP, the load balancer is gonna be getting the request at port 80. This is also fine. Now what will it do? Forward to the target group. Yeah, this is what it is supposed to do. What is going to be the target group? The target group is gonna be the group that we created, and this is the one, target app testing app target group. This is the one that we just created, and that's it, nothing else. So overall things we've done here, and once everything is done, I hope, let me check the recheck everything once more, and then I can just simply continue from here. One more thing, did I miss that? Nope, I have that. So let's simply click on create load balancer, and load balancer is actually created right now. So we have almost everything ready. The last step is actually creating the auto scaling group. Okay, let's go ahead. So I'm gonna be creating the auto scaling group. The name of auto scaling group is gonna be testing app ASG auto scaling group, something like this. And once I have this, I will be simply selecting a template, and that's gonna be testing app launch template, the one that I created. And apart from this particular thing, let's simply click on next. And the next thing is that availability zones, I'm gonna be just simply selecting all of them, whatever I had earlier. And once this much is done, load balancer based effort, everything is fine. Let's click on next. No load balancer, attach an existing load balancer, attach to a new load balancer. Load balancer, we already have that, so attach to an existing load balancer. And the load balancer is going to be choose from your load balancer target groups. So let me select it from here, and that's gonna be testing app target group related load balancer, so that's fine too. And everything else is fine. Let's simply click on next. Desired capacity, how many instances do I want to be running? So overall I want 2 instances to be running at a time. Minimum can be 1, maximum you can keep any. So even if I can keep 10 over here, or I can even keep more than that. Right now I'm gonna be keeping 5. Max there can be 50, and minimum there can be 1. Desired capacity is 2. One more thing that I will be adding over here, that is automatic scaling. Right now I don't have any policy, that simply means it will not scale automatically, but I can add actually some policies over here. The policy name is target tracking policy, and it is actually based on average CPU utilization. So if the CPU utilization goes beyond 50, in that case a new instance will be created. So this is how it just simply works. And apart from this particular, again, not only this, you actually have many. You have average CPU utilization, average network invites, average network in, network out, application load balancer request count per target. So if you are getting actually lots of requests, as per that you can configure it, and there can be many more things. Okay, so I'm gonna be going with this average CPU utilization, and that's it, nothing else. Let's simply click on next. I'm gonna be skipping it to review. I don't want to add notifications and text. I mean, ultimately these things. Review, this is just the review part. I can just simply click on create auto scaling group. Now what will happen? This auto scaling group that I have, it will automatically spin up 2 instances. Those instances, because I already have the script for those instances. So once they are created, let me check. Right now, it has created these 2. It hasn't. It is creating them. So it has created 2 instances, and I already have the script set up. So everything will happen in them, and then it will start running. Once it starts running, then using the load balancer, I will be able to send the request. Load balancer will figure out. Load balancer will send the request to the target group. Target group will decide which machine to use and all, and that's it. The job is going to be done. Let me refresh it. So this is done. They are in service right now. Let me go to my target groups, so that I can check the status, like whether what is the status, is that success or false, or there is something wrong or not. So I can go to this one, and right now I can reload the page. These are, both of them are unhealthy. Why? So 2 unhealthy I have, bad. Why is that so? So it is simply saying that it is unhealthy. In that case, what can I do? Health check, HEALTH CHECK, health check. This is the path that I have, and this is the HTTP. 2 consecutive health check failure, flying out 30 seconds, success status code, and port. What is the port number? Traffic port. And this should be fine. So what is the problem with this? I'm missing something. What different am I doing over here? The different thing is that I'm using Nginx. So that is the only, because earlier I did the same thing, but I wasn't using Nginx. Right now I'm using the Nginx. So delete. Okay, I can delete it, but this is not what I want. So what is actually happening, if I'm not wrong? So coming back to this, ultimately from here, so this is the server, main server. So this is the server that I have, and in that server I have Nginx running. So I have Nginx. So I have Nginx running. This is the main server. Inside that, Nginx is already listening it at port 80. So if I send any request at port 80, it's gonna be listening to that. So HTTP request at port 80. Then I have my load balancer. Load balancer gets the, not load A, just should be just load, and it's actually gonna be getting the request at port 80. Load balancer, yeah, port 80. So it gets the request at port 80, and as soon as it gets that, it will forward the request to the target group. So I can have one more target group, and from the target group request goes there. So the request comes to the target group. From the target group, the request actually goes to the Nginx. So this is what actually happens, and it is already running on port 80, and the same thing is here. So what is the problem? Let's see. First of all, I'm gonna see one thing, whether it has actually been initialized or not. So for that thing, I need to get that IP address of that. So let me check the reason behind that. So if I go to R2 scaling groups, if I click on testing app, instance management, and this is one of the instances that I have, I will SSH into this particular instance. This is the IP address for that, and this is the code for SSH into the machine. For SSHing into the machine, just simply enter, add the password, say yes, and it's gonna be there. Great. What is the next thing? PM2 status. Let's see whether it's actually running or not, because we are inside that. But how about checking? Okay, it doesn't run here. How about it's not PM2 logs? Okay. After that, what can I check? I can actually cat the value of where slash logs slash, I forgot the name. User data script user data script for script logs EC2 machine. This is the one, and I will be comping this particular command. Where log cloud init output. Where log, first of all, cloud init output dot log. So this is what I got, and over here PM2 is not even running. Forget about anything else. So if I actually keep it here, so at the end of the day, this is what I have, and over here logs warning running script user modules cloud in config cc and all, and where lib cloud instance part PM2 command not found. Interesting. PM2 is not found. PM2 version, I have PM2 over here, but it is saying that it is not found, so I need to add one more thing here. That's problematic. I got it. What is the problem? PM2 is not found. So if I go to my project, if I say which PM2, so I need to add this particular path there as well. So control C, control shift C actually, and go to the launch template, select the launch template, testing app, click on modify template, and go to the last one, advanced details, and before that select the right version. As I have only one version, so I don't even need to select, but you need to keep in mind that you have the right version selected over here, so that's the version that you are modifying. Coming back to this one, I have to add one more thing, and that's gonna be this, like adding the let's simply move PM2 from here, adding the path for the PM2 too. So I have the path for Ubuntu, I have added the path for PM2, and right now this should work fine. And lastly, I'm gonna be just simply modifying it, create the template again, and coming back to this. Now I will have version 2, and the same version I will be using. So I can go to the auto scaling groups and testing apps. Over here, what I'll do, first of all, I will change the group, version from here. So right now, when it comes to the version, I have two versions over here. I'm gonna be using the latest one, that's the version 2 of launch template, of course. And once that is done, I will just simply update this. And after updating it, I will just set the desired capacity to 0, minimum capacity to 0, max capacity to 0, so that all the machines, they just simply stop. So whatever machines I have, they are going to be terminated, and after that I will create the new machines using this new configuration that I got. So 2 1 5, and this is how it's gonna be going on. Let me update it. So if I click on instance management, So these are the two machines that are actually terminating. If I refresh it, these are the two ones that are pending, that means that are getting created. So let me refresh it one more time. Right now they are in service. As they are in service right now, if I go to target groups, I will have to wait for a while. Select this and this should be fine. Targets. So right now, 4 targets are there, but unhealthy and healthy. Forget about that. Let's simply refresh the page. I'll have to wait. 2 of them are draining. That simply means stopping. 2 of them are initializing right now. Initial state. So let's wait. Refresh the page one more time until okay. Right now, the I mean status is actually healthy. Okay, call it healthy. So that the status is actually healthy. In that case, that simply means everything is working well. So what is actually happening? What mistake I made? Initially, the problem was that those instances. Let me exit this. PM2 was not accessible because the path wasn't added or exported. So I just simply did that. And apart from this particular thing, if I talk about the flow, so this is actually what is happening here. So if I go here, let me make it even smaller and keep it here. Remove this target load balancer, something like this. Keep it here. In the target group, remove this target group, this, and there are many devices. So this is first device, this is the second device, because we have two target groups. So this is how groups, servers we have. So we have 2 instances running. That simply means they are running 2 servers, and in the first server we have Nginx running, and the server is actually running on port 3000. Server is running on port 3000. This server is also running on port 3000. So what is actually happening? First of all, we have our load balancer. First of all, it gets the load balancer actually gets the request at port 80. So once that is done, load balancer will forward it to the target group. Target group will decide which one to use, either the first one or the second one. And once it is decided, it will just simply send the request there from the target group to this. But we are using Nginx over here, so first of all, request will actually go to the Nginx. Nginx will in return forward the request to port 3000, and similarly over here, once we get the request to the Nginx, it will forward to the server. So this is how it simply goes on. And if I go to the load balancer right now, load balancer, and if I click on testing app load balancer, I should be getting my DNS from here. So this is the DNS name that I have. If I just simply enter here and just simply click enter, hopefully we should be getting some result. And here we are getting that. This is the home page. If we say this URL plus slash message, so hello there. And the most important part is this host name. Enter. Right now we have this host name 172.3.1.1. This is the name of the host, the device. And if you just refresh it, because there are 2 machines running right now, so those machines are going to be used one after the other, or depending on the traffic and all. But it's not like only one machine will handle the request. Right now 2 machines are there. This is called auto scaling group. Like if you have a lot of traffic, your machines are going to be increased automatically. If you have less machines, your machines are gonna be downscaled automatically. You don't need to worry about that. So right now the request got sent to this machine. Refresh it, keep doing it. Well, it really it is not working as expected. The request is going there, but I am getting the same host, and that should not be happening. 192.192. Why is that so? Is there only one machine running right now? This usually should not happen. But let's see. Coming back to this target groups, reload it. Both of them are healthy. In that case, what could be the problem? Both of them are running right now. As simple as that. As both of them are running, so why isn't the instance being changed? If if I go to the testing app, over here I have two instances running, and the desired capacity is actually 2, and 2 of them are in service, and as they are in service they should be the request should be going to one of them, but it's not like only one is handling, another one should be just taking the job in hand too, but that's not happening. So I think only one of them is working for some reason. Yeah, probably. Let me do one thing. Actions, not actions. This time I'm gonna be setting the desired capacity to 5, max capacity, but before that I will have to make it 0, so that previous one stops. So 0, 0, update, and once updated, I want 5 instances, and minimum can be 1, maximum can be 10, as simple as that. Let's simply update it. So right now 2 of them are being terminated, but I will get 5 more instances. So let me reload it. Well, 5, I should be getting them here. So 1 is being created pending. Similarly, I will get another ones too. 1 is in service. How about the others? Desired capacity is 5. 1 to 10 is scaling this. Oh man, I don't even think it's going to be crazy. Okay, desired capacity is 1. Sorry for that. Maybe I did not update it well. So let me make it 5. Now it should be fine. So coming back to this one, instance management, I want 5 instances to be running. Only one of them is running. This. Okay. Now other ones are being created. 1 was in service, 4 are being created right now. Keep reloading it, and all of them are in service. If I go to target groups, so I just need to reload it again, refresh it. So refreshing means I'm going to targets and refreshing it like this. And right now I'm just simply getting one of them is healthy. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 are being initialized. They are initial in this status is initial, and 2 of them are draining. Let me reload it one more time, kind of refresh it one more time. Again, that's not done yet. So keep doing that until, okay, now they are healthy. So ultimately 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 instances running. And now if I go to the same URL, host name, so I'm getting the request on port 186, then port 72, then device 176, 150 and 15, 62, 186, 72, 76, 15, 62. So it's like now there are many devices, like there are 5 devices. Those devices have their own host name, and it's not like only one host is actually handling the request. Those devices are being so ultimately what is happening right now, instead of having 2 of them, you have many of them. So control D, you have here, then you have here, and then similarly probably you have here one more as well. So inside the same target group you actually have 5 devices, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and target group is responsible for just simply sending it to the different machines as per the need. So if it gets more traffic, it will be just simply using them. So ultimately as per the traffic, as per the number of requests, it will just divide those requests and send them to these particular servers that you have. So this is how the job is done, and overall things are clear. It is even working. The next step is gonna be something really interesting. And what is that? First of all, we've done actually everything right. So things are working fine. Great job. So we have created what? First of all, we created the image. After that, template, and after the template we created load balancer, target groups, and lastly we created the AGS, auto scaling groups and all. And these things are working fine. What is going to be the next step? The thing is that so far you've been only working on the UI part. So using UI, you've been scaling up or down. So this is what you've been saying. So you've been just simply clicking on the buttons and all, and you've been scaling up and scaling down. And over here you have even set that one thing, and that is scaling policy. And as we have set 5 machines, 5 desired machines, so 5 desired machines, yeah. So as we have set 5 desired machines, so we have 5 desired machines right now. And in future, if the traffic increases, what will happen? Those machines, as the traffic goes by 50%, so we have you as the traffic goes by, oh, I mean kind of CPU utilization, if it goes over 50, in that case new instance is going to be created. And if it goes below to maybe 50 or something, so it's going to be drained, ultimately terminated. So this is what happens. So what will happen if right now we have 5 desired capacity, right? I'm gonna have desired capacity 2, then there are gonna be 3 extra instances, right? 3 extra instances. So those instances will slowly kind of slowly they will be terminated because there is not that much traffic. So I will have these 3 extra instances and they are going to be terminated because the desired capacity is going to be 2. So only 2 needs to be there. Desired capacity in the sense 2 have to be there anyhow. Okay, apart from this these 2 instances, if there are some extra ones, so if there is extra traffic, then okay, let them be there. If there is no extra traffic, delete them, terminate them, do whatever you want. Okay, so coming back to this, so right now I have all of them running. So if I just simply refresh it, so it's simple, not simple, let's go to the auto scaling group. So auto scaling group, if I just simply refresh it one more time, so it is just simply telling there are 7 instances, and it is just simply still updating the capacity and all. And if you look at them, so oh, 1 2 3 4 5 6, really? Now why are there 7 instances? Okay, so one of them is being terminated. Let's not worry about this. This is being terminated, and 1 2 3 4 and 5 are in service because we have 5 desired capacity. What will I do? Control W. I will go to testing app, and here I will make the desired capacity 2. Let's simply update. So right now I have made the desired capacity 2 and there are 3 extra instances, so they will slowly be terminated because there's not that much traffic. So right now already they are terminating. I have only 2 of them over here. What could be another way to get it done? Sending a request, that will make sense. So what will I do? I'm gonna be like, I have 2 of them, right? So these 2 instances they are running right now. What will I do? Now I will send a lot of requests to my EC2 machine, and once I send, but it's gonna be too much. But yeah, in case if you get a lot of traffic, let me have only 1, and I will send a lot of requests to that. So 1 update. Hopefully it will work. Not sure, but let's see. So I have only 1 in service. So in that case, if I go to that particular URL, this is the URL, and I had something called computation. So there is a route called computation. Coming back to this one, I will keep reloading it. Right now I have only 1 in service, and if I go to the path called route called host, not host name, rather computation. So it does the job of computing the stuff. Computation. If I just simply do it, what it is saying, not found. Not computation, it should be just compute, just like this much only. So it just simply I will be keep sending it over and over. So the request goes there, the server is busy. Once the server is busy doing the stuff, let me check. 1 is service, let me send it again. Hopefully it will create the new request, because don't know, but let's see. Or I will use actually more than 1, and they will be sending the request to the same, or I will be using many pages to just simply send the request to the same, and hopefully it will scale up this. So as the request goes there and the server is busy processing, so right now slowly it should be scaling up, but I think for that thing I need to wait. Get this. Okay, this is bad. Let's simply enter it. Okay, the request is going there, like many of them are being used, like many requests are going there, but at the end of the day, uh, it's not being scaled up. I think I need to wait for a while, for some time, then only it will be scaling and all. But if it works this way, that's gonna be amazing. Okay, in service, only one is in service, only one of them is just simply handling the request. Coming back to this one, okay, still one of them is in service. Crazy job. It is I think it is still I mean easily able to handle the load. I need to send more load in that case. Control shift, let's see, hopefully it will work. Yeah, yeah, we are quite a lot. Now this should be enough, so no thanks, only one of them is in service. uh, service, still one of them is, come on, how is this gonna be doing the job? This 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 I have so many requests going to the same instance, and that is doing the job, but only one of it is not scaling up for some region, and it should be scaling up. Desired capacity 1. uh, this, coming back to this one, in service, I'm going to take the help of AI, and let's see what it says about this. Coming back to this one, in my ASG auto scaling group, I've set a desired capacity to 1 and added auto scaling policies, CPU utilization. Now I am sending many computational requests to the backend, but it's not scaling up. Let's see. If your auto scaling group is not scaling even after sending many requests, usually one of these configuration is missing or incorrect. Check if CPU is actually increasing. Your scaling policy is based on CPU utilization, not number of requests. So if your backend requests are input output based, because waiting CPU might stay low. So AWS EC2 instance monitoring CPU utilization. So instance monitoring CPU utilization. If a CPU stays like 5 to 20%, scaling will never trigger. Okay, great. So let's do that. So what will I do? I will go to the instance monitoring and all. So coming back to this one, instances, and after that this is the one that is running, not testing app IR. There should be some another one as well. Okay, so this is the one that is running. So if I go here, if I go to monitoring section, monitoring, and this is here, I will see the CPU utilization, and percentage, it went up to 35%. Crazy stuff. I sent so many requests, but the CPU utilization only reached 34%, nothing, not more than that, and that is why I haven't been getting any. So let me do one thing. Crazy stuff I'm gonna be doing here. I'll be back here, and auto scaling groups. crazy. Okay, here I have, and let's go to testing apps and capacity automatic scaling. Let's click on this, and after this is the scaling that I have already. And what will I do? I will select this. After selecting it, uh, target scaling enabled as per CPU utilization, action, disable, edit, and target value should be 30 or just 20. Update. It is updated. Right now the target is actually 20 right now. Utilization, I'm going to go to now it should be working as or at least that's what I hope so. And this is already in the service. Now what will I do? As this is already in the service, let's simply reload it. One of them in the service, simply send the request. So F5 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 and F5. The request is going there. Let's simply check. Tring, 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 tring. Let's check the CPU utilization. Reload it. It has reached the 34 or something. Network in bytes, network code, blah blah blah. CPU utilization, this is the part for that. Auto scaling group, reload it. Well, this hopefully it will work, otherwise I will have to open more tabs. This is the only option that I have. So let's see what's gonna happen. The requests are going over and over to the backend. CPU utilization will definitely go over. One more thing. What is that? I'll have to stop the previous instances if I'm not wrong. But let's see. CPU utilization. For this particular instance, CPU utilization is still 50. So I will have to stop all the previous ones and then restart that. That's crazy, but let me do that. But usually it should not happen, because yeah, usually it should not happen. But I have only one of them in service, so I'd better make it 0. Got it. So coming back to this, let's make it 0. Update. Let's make it 0 as well. Once it is 0, or let me make it 0 too. So everything is going to be 0. So right now all of them are gonna be stopping. Let me make it 1. It's gonna be 1. Desired is 1 and max is gonna be 10 or probably 5. That doesn't really matter. Update it. Once it is updated, right now I will get the new instance. So this is the one that I'm getting, and other ones are just simply get up and like I think one of them got created really quickly. I mean recently. Didn't really check that, but okay. Usually they are created after some time. So I think one of them started getting scaled up because of the traffic, but I just stopped everything just after that. Let me send the request here again. The request will go to this one, and to check it well, this is fine. Close this. Control C. The home page. Hopefully that is up and running right now. Let me reload it. In service. So 2 of them are in service. Why? I have only one capacity, but 2 of them are in service. Mainly because of what? Load. Now this is running right now. So what is actually happening here? I have 2 of them in service, this one as well as this one. So if I actually check the activity over here, and inside the activity, launching new EC2 instance and at this a monitor alarm target testing alarm high, then state alarm triggered policy changing desired capacity from 1 to 2. So it's like policy automatically got changed from 1 to 2 because of the high traffic. It's just like that, and after some time it is gonna be scaling it down as well. So this is waiting for the instance alarm. This happened, and if it got changed from 1 to 2, if I keep sending the request, it will change from 2 to 3 as well. So right now if I go to the instance, I have only 2 of them running. Great. If I send many, some more are gonna be created. So this I'm gonna be doing it, but ultimately yeah, it is working, and that's what I wanted to check. This so ultimately many requests are gonna be going to the backend. And don't know how many machines are gonna be created now. I think this should be fine, more than enough. Okay, crazy. Let's see. Many requests are going one after the other, and let's keep sending those requests. uh, and hopefully I will get one more. I just want one more so that I'm sure, and after that I will let them downscale automatically. I will not send traffic and they will be downscaled. So right now I'm just simply sending the traffic manually, and let me check it. 2 of them are in service. Wait for a while, no problem. CPU right now 2 of them, so they may be able to handle it. I don't know. Will they be able to handle this much traffic? I think it takes even some time. Right now I have 2 of them running. Then after some time, maybe after 300 milliseconds or all, yeah, I think they are created after 300 milliseconds if I'm not wrong. So I'll have to wait for that much amount of time. Crazy. Let's keep doing this. I don't really care how long it takes. I just wanna increase one instance. I wanna do scaling up automatically, just because of the traffic. So 111. If I go to activity, this. So only one of them is here, and this is gonna be like this. One EC2 instance, it became from 1 to 2, but it is not becoming from 2 to 3 and all, something like this. But I'm sending the requests over and over, so that is something should be done. Okay, waiting for instance alarm, progress and all, successful. I think I need more or what? Literally. Come back to the average CPU utilization. So I will have to just simply these many machines are great, like these many requests are great, but the thing is that there are 2 machines right now, so they may be able to handle the load. So I will do one thing. First of all, let me make them 0 so that I have none. I am not gonna do that because last time I did that and it got automatically scaled. So I have 2 of them in service, that's it. The crazy thing is that that's not getting scaled up. Uh, 2 of them are in service. Come on, you should be working, yaar. Or maybe you are able to handle the load that I'm sending. That's crazy if you are actually able to handle the load. Let me check the CPU utilization of each. And I have set the CPU utilization to 20 only. That's it, not more than that. If it reaches more than that, then of course new instance is going to be created. So monitoring, and the CPU utilization is what? CPU 15%. Literally. Bad gateway. Why? It crashed or what? Okay, let's see it. What exactly happens here? CPU utilization. After how many seconds it checks? 3 hours. I wanna check it right now. Exactly what is the CPU utilization is now. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna be making CPU utilization to 10 or maybe 5, literally. Otherwise, it's gonna be taking a lot of time. Let's keep it 5. CPU utilization 5%. Let's get rid of this. It has just reached the 15%, not more than that. Okay, fine. It's taking a lot of time. Coming back to this one, let me stop all the groups that I have. So 0. Even I don't need to stop them. The only thing that I need to do is just simply changing the configuration. So let me check it for the last time. Ah, wow. I have 4 of them running. Thank God I checked it. So because of these requests that I sent over and over and over, I have the desired capacity 1. 4 of them got created. And what if I go to activity, so I should be getting the message as well. And what is the message? First of all, desired capacity raised from 1 to 2, then it directly raised from 2 to 4. Because there was a lot of traffic. Now there is no traffic, so I'm not sending any traffic. So control W done. So I'm not sending any traffic. After some time they will be downscaled automatically. So it's like I had a lot of a lot of traffic on my server. So it automatically scaled up the machines, and it handled that much traffic, and right now I have less traffic, so it automatically will downscale and all, and this is how it will keep going on. Do I have the proper network? Yes, I do have, and this is how things actually go on. I hope it's clear. And auto scaling group. Okay, now let's wait for some time. After some time it will automatically be downscaled. I sent a lot of requests, so it got downscaled automatically. I mean, it got scaled up automatically, and because of that thing I got how many machines? The desired capacity was 1, but I ultimately got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 machines. So if I check the activity and message, so 4 to 5, so much traffic. 1 to 2, 2 to 4, 2 to 4, then 4 to 5. 5 machines I have right now just because of the traffic. Now what will happen? After 2 to 3 minutes, they will be downscaled automatically. Then 5 to 4, 4 to 3, 3 to 2, 2 to 1, and not because desired capacity is 1, so I will still have 1. But after 20 minutes or something, I will have only 1 machine, because all of them are not needed because there is not that much traffic. So this is how it goes. But apart from this particular thing, it will be happening, so I will come back to this later. And the another thing is that, so that I've been just simply using these commands, right? So I've been using these UI, this UI, CLI, not CLI, GUI, graphical user interface. Yeah, so I've been using this GUI, ultimately screen UI, to just simply increase the devices and instances, decrease the instances. But there is the SDK as well that is provided by this. So billing, console, security, credentials, account. Thank God I have like free credits. I can do whatever I want. You can get them too. You have to just simply create a new account. Using the ATM card, it works as well. You can use the UPID and create a new account. This is possible. I did the same thing actually, and you will get the free credits for 180, 90 days, 180 days, yeah, not 180 days, for 6 months. So 6 3 18, yeah, kind of 180, 120 days. I think you get it for around what, 4 5 6 months or something, yeah. Coming back to this one, what am I supposed to be doing right now? The next thing is that let's simply look for those SDKs. So coming back to this one, delete this, and AWS auto scaling group SDK. Okay, let's see. So auto scaling groups, AWS SDK for Java and all auto scaling groups. I think this is the documentation and it will be telling me everything about it. So click on this auto scaling, and I can just simply get started from here on. Ultimately, if you actually go through the documentation, it's going to be a lot. So I'm not gonna be going through that. So one step back. This is the first SDK that I have, client auto scaling. That means related to the auto scaling. So let's simply get this one, and AWS SDK. Let's simply search AWS SDK. So let's see. I have AWS SDK. Then I have SDK npm list. So I have AWS SDK types, and then I have many, but I'm gonna be asking AI. Listing installed packages. Okay, these are the ones. So AWS SDK key, AWS SDK npm package, AWS SDK for JavaScript version 3 is modularized, meaning you install only the client. For the services you need the key packages and all. Okay, so I have a client S3, client for Amazon S3. So like you have different SDKs, different for different services. So like if you want to use S3 service of Amazon, so you have to go with this. If you want to use a client for Amazon DynamoDB, in that case use this particular client SDK. And then if you want to use AC2 machine, in that case go with this one. If you want to use AWS Lambda, in this case go with this one. If you want to use a client for Amazon SNS, go with this one. And for legacy projects, the single large package for version 2, use this. So this is how you can just simply go ahead. I'm gonna be going with this one for now. So sorry, even I have this. So these are the services I have when they are like CloudFront. So I have different SDKs. So what am I doing? I am on the page called AWS JavaScript SDK version 3 latest client cloud, then this. So services, and before that I can go to this step, SDK. Let's go to the home page, AWS, and docs.aws.com. okay, from here I can directly get it from here. Great job. I mean, apart from this particular thing, if I directly try to look for it, then what will happen? So I directly reached this particular page, AWS docs.aws.amazon.com. From here, how will I get that? What is the next step? Security code example code, this migration documentation history, SDK authentication with AWS. So well, this is not what I want. So I can go to the service guides, and inside the service guides I have these many things over here. I can go to Amazon S3, and once I'm inside this, so I will know everything about S3 if I'm not wrong. But even this is not what I want. Developer tools, SDK toolkits. Let's go to this one. Okay, toolkit. I'll have to explore this particular website properly if I actually want to work with the things. Okay, got it. Coming back to this one, I have to go to, or I have to search AWS JavaScript SDK somehow, somewhere. So this is the main page, and on this particular main page I have to look for AWS main page, right? AWS JavaScript SDK. So Amazon Elastic Compute, Amazon this. So welcome to AWS documentation, and hands this. Okay, never mind. Product categories. Okay, never mind. I'll get it, or at least I'll see the options while looking for that thing. So, okay. And AWS developer tools blog not really needed. Build center, CLI, example library, tutorials, services, guides, generative AI assistance, and all these things, but not really getting the option that I'm looking for. I can click on get started, and then I'm getting overview, training guides, this, services guides. So these are the services. See all services. Yeah, this would be better. Nope, not this one. Developer tools. Nope. AI resources. What is the AI resources and all? Okay. Let me use the AI chatbot. I'll have to sign in order to do that. Amazon key. Q. Let me come back here. Okay, going to take the help of this AI here. Isn't it in it? Okay, fine. Show cost for cost. Okay. Where to get the all the SDKs provided by AWS. Just a minute, let it work and I'll be back. Just a sec. Alrighty, coming back to this one. So it is just simply saying that AWS SDK software development kit. Just a sec. For many popular programming languages to help developers build applications, complete AWS this. So it is just simply giving me. Okay, let me do one thing. AWS SDK for Node. So getting started with Node.js, AWS SDK. Let's click on this. Once I'm inside this, getting started with Node SDK, I will have to install it. After that, new S3 client, S3 prompt question, S3, then TypeScript loading. It's hard to find the right option. I'm not getting that. Getting started in React Native. Okay, forget about that. Configure is configure per service. It's better to find it directly. Finding it directly in the sense SDK list in AWS. I think this should be fine. AWS Builder Center. Not even this. AWS is covered. Wait, it's hanging. What is covered in AWS SDK and tool reference guides? Not this one. AWS SDK tools version lifecycle. What is this? Well, it's hard to find the thing, so it's better. What would be the best thing? Simply copy the link and save it somewhere so that you can directly visit that particular page. So AWS SDK, this way you will find the SDK, at least one of them. So AWS SDK for JavaScript, not this one. AWS SDK, not this one either. And skip to main content. Here we are. So this way you can just simply find it. So ultimately getting started, and you click on getting started, you come to this particular page. So home, getting started, right? Home, getting started. So ultimately it's better to just simply copy it, and from here what is the thing that you can get? First of all, if you click on the libraries, you get a DynamoDB and Libby storage and all. Yeah, for the packages you get all these things. So ultimately everything is actually mentioned over here. The most important part is this: if you want to use S3, in that case what will you do? If you want to go with S3 client, first of all you will have to install that, and once you have installed that, after that it should be configured here as well, the proper way to just simply use that. Okay, that's ready. Who will go through this much? I think the examples are not given here, just the documentation only. Similarly, it is saying that okay, it's divided into parts. So remove from quick navigation, forget about that. Installation, operations, configuration, example scenarios. So if I click on this, example scenarios are this. Sorry, example scenarios. Oh, really? These are the example scenarios. They simply create, pair, describe. So that simply means if I go to EC2, I mean already inside EC2, and termination, remote, describe, and so if I search for instances, sorry for this, instances, so start instance, stop instance, terminate instance, describe it, monitor it. So ultimately I have all these things, and if I click on any one of them, I will be redirected here. I will get a proper, you know what is the best thing? The best thing is that you already know what you are working with, because if you directly search for the things like this, it will be insane to just simply even get them. So what will I do? Because right now I'm working with AWS close this as well. Coming back to this one, AWS SDK. And what kind of SDK? AWS SDK auto scaling group. That's it, simply search it. You will get the SDK for the auto scaling group. This is the SDK that I got for the auto scaling group. So if you are searching the things just by the name, that's gonna be best thing. Again, this is not the best place to just simply go with. So what is the best place? The best place is the npm repository. This is the one. If you click on this, so things are better described here. So first of all you have to install and all. If you actually go to the last here, you have been given all the methods or all the commands that you have. So operation list, these are the this much you can do, right? Similarly, if you want to go with the AWS EC2 SDK client, let's see. So SDK client, for the EC2 clients, we have this particular SDK. So if you want to get anything related to the EC2 machines, so you can get them using this particular block. If you go at the bottom, you will be getting all the commands to just simply go with. So again, these are the commands that you can just simply work with. We will be working with some of these commands, but these are actually just many of them. But yeah, you get them here. And apart from this particular thing, if you want to use S3, so AWS S3 SDK, npm, so AWS client S3, let's simply go with this. And here you will get first of all how you can install and all. And if you just go, first of all there is an example as well. First of all get the client, get the params and all, and then simply create new list bucket commands and all. This way you can just simply use it. And if you actually want to see proper examples, you will have to go till here. And what you want to do, these are the things that you can do inside this. So copy, create bucket. So for creating the bucket, how you can create the bucket directly from here, from the backend side. So if you click on command API reference, not like this, let me click on like this. So I'm gonna be getting it here, and here you will directly get the example. So this is the example for using that. So first of all you will have to install that. Once you have installed that, you will have to configure the input. Once you have configured the input, then you will have to give this input to this particular class, and that's it. Then you will get the response. So ultimately you get proper examples this way. Otherwise if you directly going with them, it can be kind of hard. So it's better to go with these npm. And again, it's completely personal choice, because I'm inside S3, and inside S3 I'm actually getting what first of all I'm getting a lot of text. And if I click on S3 again, go to the top operations, nothing needed. And if I click on S3 again, click on configuration, this is the configuration part. And if I click on S3 again and click on example scenarios, this is the example section. And from here I can click on any one of these. But again, this gets hectic. But if you come here, you easily get all the commands that you can go with. You can just simply search them using Control F. And what you want to do, S3 upload, do I have something like that? So create multi-part upload. So using this I can just simply create that. Again, you need to use them once so that you actually know about them. It's not like directly you will get them. Even I myself don't have any idea about most of the things, about all the things not about most of the things. So I need to give proper time to this particular thing as well. But whenever I need them, I can just simply use the I can get the API keys and all. So ultimately I can get the credentials, and then I can know how many EC2 instances are running, how many auto scaling groups I have, and then apart from this particular thing, what is the IP address of those instances, and also how I can even stop those instances. I can stop my auto scaling group. I can scale up, I can scale down from my backend only. I don't have to go to the front end of AWS. So this is these are the methods for this, and this is how you can just simply get them. Having said that, there are many actually. So if you actually start using them, and it's gonna be a bit too much initially, but slowly you will get in the habit of doing it. It's not difficult to use them. They even if you click on any one of them, create session, delete bucket. If you want to delete any bucket, click on this. You will get a proper example for deleting the bucket. So what you need for deleting the bucket, of course you need a input. And what should be in the input? There should be the bucket name inside the input. There should be expected bracket owner, who is the owner for that particular input. Pass it inside this, and send it to the client. So call a method called client.send. Request will be sent, that will be deleted, and you are done. So it is easy. It's not like difficult. It's like knowing what is used when. How it is used, you will get proper example over here. So that's not really big problem. It's about what is used, what is this, and when this is actually going to be used, in which particular situation and all. And most of the things are even clear by the words and all. So yeah, as for this particular thing, I even have some examples in my notes, but I will not be going through it for now, but I'm gonna be going through it later in the future. Okay, so if I go to my notes, and that was all about the SDK, AWS, AWS. AWS. I think that was in this section only. Horizontal scaling AWS. I think here in this particular section only. So not in this particular section. 29. Building auto scaling bolt. I think this is the one. Okay, going through this particular code right now. So ultimately I'm using auto scaling client, set a description, desired capacity. So ultimately these are the commands that are used. Again, I'm getting them from the SDK only. So I installed AWS SDK client auto scaling. Once I installed that, then these are the commands that I'm able to just simply import. Auto scaling client, set desired capacity, set auto scaling instance command, terminate instance in auto scaling. So ultimately, yeah, this is gonna be taking time, and you can using them is not really a difficult thing, but knowing what is used and when it is used, that is the thing that matters at the end of the day. Though I will go through it all, but of course not now. But these are the things that you, if you want to know, you can know. But at the end of the day, you should only know this thing when you are actually working with these types of things, and at that time you can just simply take the help of AI. For example, which command to use if I want to get the EC2 instance using SDK. So Amazon EC2 examples using SDK, even in ChatGPT, I mean, it is gonna be telling you describe instances. Now you know that describe instances. So over here, EC2 client, right? This is the one. Yeah, EC2 client. So describe instances. So search it. Describe. Okay, I have these many. Then what I want, describe instance, and over here I have these many. Describe attribute, describe connect endpoints, describe blah blah blah, describe instances. What will it do? First of all, it will take some input, it will give you some output. So let's check what output it returns. So when it comes to the output, so ultimately what do we get? In the output we get the this is the input part, isn't it? This output part. Okay, so we get the reservations. This is not exactly what we want. This is not uh, exact output we get. I mean, we get these many things, but there are more things inside that, and I think that's not, or maybe that is inside this metadata and something metadata part pertaining to this particular request could be. And the real okay, let me use this particular thing over here. Okay, the question is, if I want to get the information about an SDK, how will I get that? Sorry, I want to get the information of an instance on my server side. How will I get that? So first of all, I will click on this. So this will open. Let me close this as well. Okay, once this is open, so I'm getting this uh, kind of example over here, and it's actually quite a big one. Really a big one. But again, let's go with this. So what will I do? First of all, what do we need to do? We need to have the input. Once we have the input, we have to give it the next token, max result, filtered, and all. But at the end of the day, you have to give it the instance IDs, and there can be more than one instance. Okay, so I have to give it the instance IDs. Once it has the instance ID, I can just simply use this. For using this, I will have to install it. So just like this. But even before that, for installing it, what can I do? For installing it, I will have to go to npm again, and go to the top. This is the command to install that. Hopefully I will be able to do it. This is the command to install that. Coming back to this, close this, and ls control shift v. Let's simply install it. Once it is going to be installed, the next thing is that suppose I already have the IP address and I want to get the information about that. Okay, so what can I do? I already have the IP address, right? One more thing is that I will have to create .env file, .env, and inside this I will have to have some credentials. And what those credentials are going to be, that is something I will have to check. But as for those credentials, you will have to create the client. For creating the client, you need the region, something like this. So let me copy it from here, and then you need the parameters, you need the command. So these are the three steps. First of all, this one, let me come back here, and maybe here at the top I will create the client. I need to install this EC2 client, and for installing it, I think I have already downloaded that. So I can come here and I can copy the whole command from here. These are the things that I'm gonna be needing, and let's simply paste it here. So once it is pasted, control B, and once I got the client, the region, what is going to be the region? The region is going to be what is the region here? AP South 1, that is the region. So AP South 1, this is the region. And apart from this particular thing, credentials, I need to add some credentials, right? Just like this, if I'm not, I don't think this way. So let me get rid of this. I need to add some credentials. So I have my region, I'm gonna be adding credential, and credentials are gonna be added here. But the question is, what credentials do I need? And for that, I need the access key ID. There should be access key ID. I need secret access key, and I think these two things should be enough. So somehow I need to get the access ID, and I need to get the secret key, and account ID not really needed. So ultimately these are the things. Expiration, there are many things, but ultimately I need the access ID, I need the access key. How will I generate them? For that thing I will have to go to the IAM. I means I forgot the full form of it, so let's simply search IAM. And what is the full form of it? Don't know. Let's simply click on this. Okay, identity, and forget about the full form. Let's simply click on this. I already have one of them here created, so it is like identity access management, and I already have one user here. So what will I do? I will go to the users. This is the user that I have. I will delete this particular user because this user is not needed. So deactivate access key, and I will confirm from here and delete. Once it is deleted, I am going to create a new user. This new user is going to be for what? Testing user. This is just gonna be the testing user, and let's simply click on next. Add to user group, copy permissions attached. Add a user to group, copy permissions, or attach policies directly. Okay, I'm gonna be attaching the policies directly. What policy do I want? Over here I want EC2 related policy. So EC2, let's see if I get Amazon EC2 full access. I want this to have this. So if you have it, it is a it has Amazon full EC2 access, then it will be able to use this particular feature. And apart from this particular thing, a auto scaling group, auto scaling, auto scaling. So R2 scaling full access, I'm giving it both. R2 scaling full access, so it will be able to change anything inside the R2 scaling group. I'm giving it the full access of the EC2 machine, so it will be able to change anything inside that. So I'm giving it 2 access, and let's simply click on next. Once that is done, it has these two things: Amazon EC2 full access, R2 scaling full access. It has these. And once that is done, I will just simply click on create user. So ultimately a user is going to be created. As I have this particular user, now I can just simply click on the user, and once I clicked on the user, from here what now? Good question. What now? Add permission, create inline, so that can be done anytime. And now missing something for sure. Okay, access key. So create access key. So from here I can create the access key. And what else do I need? I need to have two things. I need to have the access key and secret, access secret. Okay, so coming back to this, I can generate it, then I will delete it. That is not really a problem. User group, refresh it. So that's not really visible here. That's insane. If I click on users, so this is the user that I have. If I click on roles, forget about this. Identity providers, group name, no name as such, and account setting, did this, credentials, report, organization, I am identity center, AWS. So I think everything will happen from here only. Let's click on this, and over here I have ARN created last sign. I can delete it, and I have groups, no groups as such. I have tags, security credentials, great stuff. So what will I do from here? From the security credentials, if I go to if I see here, so I have multi-factor authentication. I don't want this. I want access keys. Yeah, I do want that. So I can click on create access key, and I want it for command line interface. So I can just simply click on this, and I understand. And I think most probably I will be getting the ID right here. Description tag value, that's gonna be testing access keys. Then I will just simply remove it right here. Create the access key. The access key got generated. This is the key that I have. So let's come here and paste it here. I'm doing it directly. After some time I will delete the user itself, so that's not really a big problem. I'm gonna be copying this, and it's better to just do one thing. nvm.env, and AWS access access key and AWS access secret. And let me just stop sharing the screen for a while so that even that doesn't become a problematic thing. Coming back to this one, oh sorry, I have turned myself off. Okay, now it is work done. So I'll have to just simply get that done, but before that let me copy everything and paste it there. Just a sec, the last thing that is remaining, the key. So key pasted, secret pasted, done. Let me share the screen again. So this is how we are gonna be going ahead. Even I got a call from mom, so I have to go. But before that, hopefully process.env.aws access key and process.env.aws access secret. Okay, what is the problem? Undefined is not assignable. What if I say that it does exist? Or maybe if it is undefined, then this will it still be problematic? Yeah. So I'll be back in figure this thing out. What is the problem behind this? And then at the end of the day, using this client, I will get using the IDs like public IDs, I will just know about the EC2. And if the way I do this particular stuff, the same way other stuff, other things are gonna be getting done. But I will do it very soon. But I'll actually have to go to the fields to get some work done. And once that is done, I'll be back and continue from here on. And as for this error, still getting that. So this is problematic. In that case, let me do one thing. Bun environment variables. Just a sec. Environment variables bun. Not bin, bun. Read environment variables in bun. Then process.env.api token. I will be able to read that bun. Read environment variables. The current environment variable can be accessed by process.env. So this bun also exposes these variables in bun.env, which is simple alias for process.env. So bun.env, this it's gonna be working too. So bun.print print process.env, I will be able to print that. Okay, so this thing works too. So this will work as well. So it is from the bun side. So both of them are gonna be right here. So we don't really need to worry about that. But as for this error, I think it is saying access key ID are incompatible. Type string or undefined is not assignable to type string. So the value of this can actually be as a string. Can I say? No, I can't. Will I have to convert it to string? Control X. String this. Same over here. Control X. This. Okay, this is working right now. Crazy. In my notes, what did I do? I've closed that. Amazing job. Such a great person I am. Control Shift T. Okay, here it is. And coming back to this one, loading the example. And it worked directly there. And for some reason I'm getting the error here. Okay, never mind. Let's see. Simply click Control W, remove it. Coming back to this one, I already have this. Now I have my client. Once I have the client, what should I do? Once I have my client, now actually I have to go. So they are waiting for me. So there's no way that I can be here. But if I just copy it all quickly and what's gonna be the next route? The next route is gonna be get /get instance info, get instance details, instance info, this and this is gonna be a get route. So get route and this and this. Okay, this much is done. After that I will be returning from here. So return response.json just like this response is going to be returned. But before that I have to make a call and all. So let me paste this whole thing. Once it is pasted, let me make it a sync. It's gonna be a sync. I need the instance IDs, either one or more than that, doesn't really matter. These are the filters that I have. It doesn't really matter, like filters dry run true false. Okay, let's filters string value blah blah blah, name string whatever. Let's simply remove it all. I just need to pass the instance IDs, that's it, nothing else. I will simply send it there. I will await it. I will get the response. I will CLG log the response, and maybe I will send the response back to the client side. Response just like this. This will happen. Hopefully it will work. For that thing I need to have the instance ID. So quickly okay, let's click on this. I need to get the instance ID. I don't have time, but still doing that, crazy. Okay, I hope it won't be taking a lot of time. I hope they can wait for me. This is the last thing that I can do. I just want to do AC2 instances. I just need the IP address, nothing else. IP address, instance ID, IP address. This is the one is running. This is also running. Get the IP address. This one is here. Paste the IP address over here. Done. What will I do? Run it. ls1 index.ts. It is running. Go to this particular, and here I have to go to the instance details. What is the route name? The route name is come on, instance info. So here slash instance info, enter. Error. What is the error? But I should be getting the instance info here. Well, got the error. The thing is that invalid this malformed. It is just simply telling me that invalid this particular ID that I provided. So just here I give you this IP address. Instance ID I need. Why am I providing the IP address? I'm crazy. Instance ID. This is the one. Copy it and paste it here. Now this should be fine. No doubt I'll have to restart my backend. And once I'm here, reload the page. Here we got about the info. So metadata, HTTPS, this reservation, this owner ID, request groups, instances. What is the instance? This is the instance that is running. Device name is this, SEBS, this volume is this, and all. After that, a client, this, and then association, owner ID, public DNS. This is the DNS, public IP address. This is the IP address that I'm getting. Attachment, blah blah blah. So ultimately, there's a lot. I'm actually getting the info about the EC2 instance that is actually running there. Similarly, we have many SDKs. The same way they can be used. You have to just simply follow the examples and all, and it is going to be done. We will definitely try to make something interesting using this particular feature, but let's see what's gonna be happening. But at least right now we are getting the response, and unfortunately right now I have to leave. So see you after some time. Like, it won't be taking a lot of time. Just after 10 to 20, not 10 minutes, 20 minutes or something, I'll be back and continue from here on. Bye bye, take care and see you.